Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marietta Ice Center located in scenic Marietta, Georgia. It's a hockey night near Kennesaw. As always, everyone, Matt Leonard, joined by my brother, Andrew Leonard here, but with a bit of a role reversal. On color commentary will be yours truly tonight, Matt Leonard, and on play-by-play will be the one, the only, Andrew Leonard. Nice to see you here, Andrew.
Nice to see you here too, Matt. I wish I can get an introduction like that everywhere I go.
I mean, if I follow you around, if you pay me.
I'm not going to pay you to follow me around.
But
maybe
if
you
you
go to
like
class
that,
with me. You know, it's like, hi.
You're just going to want me to do your homework.
Tell us something interesting about yourself. Introduce yourself to the class. And then I just get that.
Oh, true.
That
And I'm
would
like,
be
they call him the master of disaster.
Way to quote Rocky there, Matt.
Hey, man, listen. The well of jokes I actually have is unbelievably shallow.
I am a fan, considering we share the same knowledge of jokes. Because we, grew up together.
All righty. And underway we get.
All right, Kennesaw State and University of Georgia lining up for the face-off. Kennesaw coming off a 2-game losing streak when they traveled down to Tampa, but hey, road games, 1-day arrest, playing in Tampa, I mean, that's kind of hard to do. What do you think, Matt?
I couldn't agree more, Andrew. It's always difficult to go on the road and then play back-to-back game, but back at home here in the Marietta Ice Center is Kennesaw. However, I will say that the UGA turnout here in terms of their fans is actually quite a bit more than I expected.
And I bet most of them go to Kennesaw and just have a Georgia shirt in their closet. Anyway, Kennesaw and Georgia on the face-off. Kennesaw wins the first face-off of the game. They play it back in their own zone, trying to figure out an offense, and they throw it all the way down to the other end, where Georgia corrals it behind the net. Throws it around the boards, back up the neutral ice, where Tristan Gagne takes the puck, and they send it all the way back up ice, once again behind the Georgia goalie. Georgia recovers, throws it right to a waiting Kennesaw stick as they fight for it along the far side boards, and Kennesaw looks like they come up with it. Ian McDonald around the far side board throws a shot, lazily towards the net as Testino and Bright playing catch around the backside of the net. Testino throws a shot in front, goes wide of the Georgia goaltender, Emily Barber. Kennesaw throws it right back into the Georgia zone where they go for a change. Georgia brings the puck up ice, setting up an offense, and they throw it right past every player, straight into the Kennesaw zone, but Captain Wes Davis takes a fall and Georgia recovers, throws a shot in front, kicked aside by a Kennesaw defender, and Georgia maintains possession. Georgia throws it right back around behind goaltender Luke Thurston as Kennesaw takes possession of the puck. Tristan Gagne, circling around, throws it back behind Thurston to a waiting Wes Davis. Davis sends it all the way back up ice, where it's touched by a Georgia player, no icing, as Georgia throws it right back. Georgia might have a little bit of a breakaway here, throws a shot, almost a shot, kind of lost a handle on it, but Thurston easily saves it. Georgia brings it back, loses control of it as Jeremy Vandekerkov throws a Georgia defender into the boards. A pass over to Evan Deere, tries to go right between the legs of a Georgia defender, but is not successful. Georgia gets possession in the back of their own zone. A big hit by Evan Deere sends a Georgia player sprawling to the ice as Max Haas takes possession, throws a shot right at Emily Barber as Georgia takes possession again. Georgia throws it right back into Kennesaw zone. No offsides. A shot towards Thurston. Neatly moves it aside with his stick. Wes Davis gets control behind the Kennesaw State goal. Throws it up right past Isaiah Arnold as Georgia takes possession once again. Aaron Tisdale trying to send a message early with a hit, but the Georgia guy neatly dodges him. Matt, I heard in Tampa, Aaron Tisdale actually got thrown out of a game for a hit he put on a University of Tampa player.
What gets you thrown out of a hockey game in terms of hits, Andrew?
Matt, it was a clean hit, and he broke a man's jaw.
Wait, what?
Yes, he did.
He went Grand Theft Auto and just broke his jaw.
Kennesaw takes the faceoff. A big hit by Tristan Gagne sends another Georgia player straight to the ice. Kennesaw being aggressive early. Kennesaw brings the puck up, almost sticked away by Georgia defender, but they maintain possession. Kennesaw gets back on side.
Delayed penalty, it looks like, Andrew.
Delayed penalty, okay. And it looks like it's going to be on Kennesaw State. Georgia brings the puck up ice, trying to get one last shot, but the stoppage in play finally happens. Let's see who goes to the box, Matt. I didn't see what happened. I was so focused on that hit that Tristan Gagne laid on that Georgia defender because, wow, sent him straight to the ice. Looks like Isaiah Arnold is going into the box for Kennesaw State.
Unfortunate. Kennesaw State never has the best luck with penalties, but I will say their penalty kill almost makes up for it every single time. Their penalty kill has been stellar this season thus far.
They really have been, but that doesn't change the fact that Kennesaw gets nearly 10 penalties a game.
That's
quite a lot.
That is very true. That is formidable.
Yeah. Kennesaw and Georgia line up in the offensive zone for Georgia as they're still waiting on the puck drop with 17-14 left in the first period. And I guess they're still trying to figure out the penalty. Jeremy Van de Kerkhoven on the faceoff loses it to Georgia as they take it back towards the point. Georgia sets up their penalty shot. A shot! Right high glove side past Luke Thurston as Georgia takes the lead 1-0 with 17:06 left in the game. Matt, we didn't even get a chance to kill that power play, did we?
No, we did not. That was unfortunate, Andrew. And I will say, Georgia came out here looking pretty hot today, and all they needed was that one opportunity. Against better teams such as this, it becomes very difficult to allow these sorts of penalties and expect nothing else to happen in return.
That should be a wake-up call for the Kennesaw bench, letting them know that they can't just give away stupid penalties like that. As Kennesaw wins the faceoff, Tristan Gagne throws a puck up ice, see if Kennesaw can go and chase it. John Testino takes it towards the far side boards. The ref looks like he's getting in the way as the puck goes out to center ice. A shot by Mitchell Bright gets turned wide as a fight in the corner with Ian McDonald for the puck. Throws it back behind to John Testino as he tries to figure out what to do against that Georgia defender. Looks like either a centering pass or a possible shot, but it ends up in Georgia's possession as Tristan Gagner once again getting physical with Georgia as John Testino takes it straight back up ice. Testino looking for something to do in the middle of the ice. A shot tipped by a stick and goes high into the mesh. I mean, a little bit of offense there.
Yeah, a little spurt of offense there from Kennesaw following the early 1-0 lead from UGA. Looking to try and get back in this game in terms of tempo and hopefully in score as quickly as they can.
I'm liking Testino's energy early, though. Looks like he's trying to make something happen on the ice.
He'll win it himself. He doesn't care. Let's do it.
Aaron Tisdale lines up for the faceoff and wins. Wes Davis tries to throw it back in the zone, but Georgia comes up with it. Georgia almost offsides there, but they realize what the problem is and get back behind the blue line. Kennesaw takes possession and brings it on up ice is Captain Wes Davis. Past neutral ice, throws it all the way behind the Georgia goal. And Max Haas in on the forecheck, but seems to lose an edge and fall down. Georgia bringing the puck up ice, almost snagged out of the air by Testino, but it gets on through. Wes Davis back to defend, and he neatly picks the pocket of a Georgia player. Scrum on the near side boards as Aaron Tisdale takes somewhat of a hit by Georgia, and they throw a puck straight into the bench. Oh, my God, Aaron Tisdale. Once again, Matt, that was again Aaron Tisdale.
He put him on skates, Andrew.
He did put him on skates.
Put him on
may
skates.
Have put him on a stretcher. He does not look like he is moving. Matt.
K.O.
I don't know
Yeah, my
what to
goodness.
say.
I do hope he's all right.
Tisdale. I'll tell you, Kennesaw football could use a linebacker like Aaron Tisdale, Matt. Good Lord.
He's in the wrong line of work.
Knocking people out left and right.
My goodness. Was that Tisdale?
That was Tisdale's going to the box.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, was that a penalty?
You be the judge.
Looked pretty clean to me. All I know is that is going to be on Tisdale's highlight reel tonight, Matt. Because what a hit. Unbelievable. And he's a freshman, isn't he?
Yes, first year with the team.
Does not play like it. My God, that man can hit.
He's got something to prove, that's for sure.
He does, and he looks like he just did.
I will say, though, I would like to maybe see the... if the hit is available and it's going to be penalized, maybe this is the referee sending a message that they won't even tolerate these kinds of hits, whether they're clean or not. So, as much as I love seeing basically the WWE in my hockey games, if we want to remain competitive in terms of score in this game, I would say perhaps maybe lay off just a smidgen.
I mean, I have to agree, but
that being said, all of that being said, damn.
Yeah, I agree. But, I mean, the referees in the games before us have not been pretty fair to our team. But, I mean, I guess they won't tolerate a physical game, even though hockey by nature is a physical game. Only a 2-minute minor as The faceoff is controlled by Georgia. Georgia on the far side wing throws it back down near the faceoff circle, tries a centering pass in front of Thurston, but it's knocked away by Mason Bright. Bright trying to fight for control right behind Luke Thurston as Georgia gets possession, throws it back up to the near side. Georgia playing with it up top, throws a centering pass, almost deflected, but goes right past Luke Thurston. Georgia controls down in the trapezoid, right on the left side of Thurston. Georgia throws it back up to the point. A slap shot from the point is deflected by Thurston right outside. Kennesaw clears the puck all the way back down into the Georgia zone as they go and recover as Kennesaw makes a change, gets some fresh legs on the ice, Matt.
Yes, indeed, and it looks like they need it. This penalty kill has been one of their toughest yet, it seems.
And we have an offside. Got a little too excited trying to get a power play goal, trying to pad his stats a little bit, but he ends up paying for it. Wonder what Tisdale's thinking about in the box right there.
Funnel cake.
Funnel cake?
I don't know. Maybe. That's what I'm thinking about. Funnel cake fries from Checkers? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if Bradley's Bar and Grill, your neighborhood bar where they do neighborly things, has funnel cake fries, Andrew.
They might. But anyway, Georgia wins the faceoff as they play catch back in their own zone behind goaltender Emily Barber. Georgia forgets the puck for a second as they scoot back with John Testino pestering them back in their own zone as a Georgia player kicks the puck right off of his skate, but they throw it back into their own zone as Georgia recovers. Georgia throws it back up. They bring it right into the Kennesaw zone as he goes to the left side of Thurston behind the net. A centering pass. Almost disaster for Luke Thurston, but he manages to fight it off going right outside of the net. Georgia tries to scoot right past the Kennesaw defender. A shot high. Looks like it went right over.
Goal. It's waved off.
Right over Thurston's shoulder.
Oh, my goodness.
That was almost really bad for Kennesaw.
UGA sticks in the air, but the goal is waved off by the officials.
Georgia controls it back towards their own zone as they bring it straight over neutral ice, right into Kennesaw zone, and they throw it right past Thurston. What a lazy shot right there, just trying to make something happen. Georgia controls on the far side to throw it behind Thurston, and Gagner sends it all the way down the boards, right back into the Georgia zone. Power play expires full strength on the ice with 13:30 left in the game as Georgia throws a shot on goal, fought off by Thurston, as Drew Spicinski corrals the puck and throws it right to Evan Deere. Neatly steps aside a Georgia defender right there, but it gets pushed right back into the Kennesaw zone.
Deked him right out of the shoes, and another delayed penalty, it seems.
Is it on Kennesaw again?
Let's find out. Yes, it appears so.
That's what, the third or fourth? That's third, right?
Third tonight.
Third tonight on Kennesaw State.
One is on Gagne, I believe. Yes, Gagne.
Oh, Gagne.
His first penalty of the night.
He's been playing very aggressive, knocking people all over the ice. I'm not sure what he did there. Didn't see the signal from the ref. Still looking for it.
Unfortunate.
But Georgia gets another power play with 13:18 left to go in the first period. Georgia up 1-0.
Yeah, fresh 2 minutes. Penalty kill was looking back on form for Kennesaw during that last kill. However, their luck can only stretch so far, Andrew.
Face-off immediately cleared by Kennesaw State, won by Ian McDonald, as Georgia goes all the way back down the length of the ice to retrieve. Max Haas doing what he does best, disrupting the offense early in the zone as they turn it over, and we throw it once again back in the Georgia zone. Ian McDonald goes down to collect and is pushed against the boards by a Georgia Bulldog, or Ice Dog, as they say according to their website, Matt.
Dogs can't skate.
They cannot. Bright with a shot, fought off by Emily Barrett, almost pushed into the goal by Max Haas's glove. Nice little spin move by the Georgia forward there as he brings it up ice. And Georgia over the blue line into Kennesaw's zone. Throw it right past Thurston into the far side boards as they play catch with it behind the net. Wes Davis trying to figure out how to get control of the puck as it squirts out to Max Haas, throws it straight down the ice, right into the waiting glove of Emily Barber. Georgia takes it right back behind the goal as they bring it up ice, and Jeremy Van de Kerkhoff there to disrupt. Doesn't do much. Georgia skates all the way in, loses the puck, and Jeremy Van de Kerkhoff throws it all the way back for another Kennesaw clear. Matt, this power play is looking pretty good so far.
I agree. 47 seconds left remaining in this power play, and it's looking more on form than it has been, especially after that first goal was let up. So I'm pleased thus far, I would say.
Georgia trying desperately to get back into Kennesaw's zone, but they're doing a pretty good job. And we have a delayed penalty, it looks like.
Against
Oh, no, they waved it off.
Never
Thank
mind.
you, referees, for giving us
False hope.
not a power play.
As usual.
20 seconds left on the Georgia power play as Kennesaw is doing a great job stripping them of the puck, and Georgia has no choice but to just dump it behind Luke Thurston and hope something happens. Thurston tries to clear, but it hits a rough edge of the boards, goes straight up into the mesh for a stoppage in play. 11 seconds left on the power play with 11:29 left in the first period.
This penalty, it seems Kennesaw might be able to avoid disaster once again. But with how hot this UGA squad has been looking and with how aggressive they've been in terms of the offense, it is perilous, to say the least, to keep taking these penalties.
Indeed. Ian McDonald lines up at the faceoff, wins it, throws it right back to John Testino. 5 seconds left in the power play. One last clear, cannot get it past the blue line. Georgia, far side point, a slap shot on goal, caught right into the owl on his chest by Luke Thurston.
That owl had a catcher's mitt on.
On its wing?
Yeah, it was like a specially made one. Instead of the 5 finger holes, it's like one wing hole. And it's made not to ruffle your feathers either.
They sell that at Academy.
Yes, they sell that at
Ian
Academy.
McDonald with another face-off win for Kennesaw. And Georgia continues to pressure Kennesaw by not letting up a clear. Kennesaw gets possession, though. It is Mason Bright. One half of the Bright brothers as Kennesaw throws it back down behind the Georgia goaltender. Mitchell Bright in on the forecheck. Misses. Oh, but we got a little bump by John Testino. Not much going on there, trying to knock him off his skates. Tristan Gagne, a shot on goal, fought off by Emily Barrett. Kennesaw fighting for possession behind. Oh, Emily Barber, excuse me. Oh, nice center pass right to Mitchell Bright, but he cannot put it in. And it looks like they're roughing up Testino. 4-on-1. Classic Georgia players ganging up on the little guy, Matt.
A little extracurricular there, trying to give Testino the business for attempting a second effort against the Georgia goaltender.
Just because we're a smaller school doesn't mean you can rough us up like that, Matt.
Okay, we're smaller, but like not that many people though.
Yeah,
right?
but in terms of reputation, you want the Georgia Bulldogs or the Kennesaw State Owls? I'll take the Owls, thank you.
I was about to say, I'll take the one that you don't say with a hilarious southern accent.
Yeah, well, that's just us being from the north. Drew Spysinski on the face-off. Little scramble for the puck, but Georgia ends up with it as Mason Bright gets possession, throws it to Gagne, and Gagne tries to clear, but is corralled by a Georgia player at neutral ice. Tristan Gagner goes all the way back to retrieve, skates neatly up ice, and loses an edge, falls down, recovered by Georgia. A centering pass intercepted by Mason Bright as he throws it to Jeremy Vandekerkhoff. We got to get a clear and possibly a change, and we get the clear. Evan Deere comes off for the change. Georgia keeps throwing it up ice, misses the pass as Vandekerkhoff tries to get a stick on the puck, but Isaiah Arnold is the one that eventually comes up with it. Kennesaw trying desperately to get some offense happen. I haven't seen much of it in a little bit. Almost to steal off of Aaron Tisdale. And we lose control. Oh, Georgia fans on a shot almost taken by Kennesaw. Georgia comes up ice. A centering pass almost dropped off, and he loses control. Nice defense there by Mason Bright, fighting off the Georgia attacker. Tristan Gagner all the way back, throws a puck over to Mason Bright, clears all the way up to Isaiah Arnold, but gets beat in the foot race by the Georgia defender. Isaiah Arnold roughing up the Georgia player, almost loses control of his stick. Georgia misses the pass, a lazy shot on goal, controlled behind the net by Max Haas. Isaiah Arnold in front, almost a backhand top shelf, but fought off by Emily Barber.
The dribbler found its way in front of the net, almost buried that.
Georgia on the attack, a shot right into Thurston, fights it off. Isaiah Arnold comes up with it. Looks like a Georgia player took out the ref. That's not how you're going to earn the favor, even though you clearly already have.
Yikes.
Aaron Tisdale gets tripped, no call, shocker. But Testino once again going in and being aggressive as Georgia comes up ice with the puck. Georgia skates neatly inside towards Thurston, throws it straight into the catcher's mitt, catcher's glove, whatever you want to call it, Matt, before you roast me for that, of Luke Thurston.
I would call it the scoop.
The scoop.
The owl scoop.
He should get, like, Sharpie that on his glove. Just the owl scoop. Just get like a white paint marker. Kennesaw on the offensive zone face-off as they throw it right back around, get possession. Wes Davis throws it straight up ice. Does not cross the blue line as Georgia maintains control. Throw it right behind Thurston. Wes Davis backhands it to Bright. Bright again tries to clear. Nothing, cannot do it. Little scrum in the corner for the puck as Kennesaw. Do they manage to clear it yet? They finally managed to get it past ice. A big hit by Mitchell Bright. My God, they are very aggressive. Testino with another hit. They are really playing aggressive. I am liking this. You guessed it, Matt. Is it a penalty? Another penalty? Please just be an offside. Please, thank God it's offside.
Wait.
McDonald and Bright skating towards the bench.
Offside.
Thank God.
I've never been so happy to be offsides in my life.
Yeah, right. Well, with the way these refs are going, they're probably going to call him major for shooting a shot.
You're not kidding. Spysinski on the faceoff here.
Neutral zone. Drew Spysinski wins the faceoff, throws it straight up. Vandekerkov wins the foot race right behind the Georgia goaltender. A centering pass goes nowhere as Bright takes control on the point. A hard wrist shot right off the pads of Emily Barber. Georgia gets control behind their own net as they throw it off the glass, but Kennesaw maintains to keep it in the zone. But Georgia gets possession once again. Georgia banks off the glass to a waiting Kennesaw stick as they throw it straight back into the Georgia zone, off of Drew Spysinski's skate. That is an offside. Another stop and play, another neutral zone faceoff. Matt, how are we looking on faceoff so far?
For my count, we're up 4-1.
Hey, I mean, Kennesaw's been good on the faceoffs in the past games, so I expect nothing less as Aaron Tisdale takes this one. But Georgia wins this one, and they throw it straight into the Kennesaw zone. Don't even go to a change. They just try to dump and chase as Bright neatly dodges a Georgia player, and they throw it to Aaron Tisdale coming up ice. Tisdale crosses the blue line. A hard stop almost breaks the ankles of a Georgia player. That would already be the second time he broke a Georgia player. Max Haas in there trying to get the puck. It does not work as Isaiah Arnold is on the forecheck. Georgia coming up ice. Tisdale trying to be disruptive. Cannot do it. Max Haas trying to be disruptive. Does not work as Georgia goes all the way down coast to coast and is neatly stripped by Wes Davis. Davis crosses the blue line. A hard slap shot into the skates of a Georgia player as Georgia takes possession. That would have been a good chance if it went through. Kennesaw intercepts the pass. Davis throws a pass over to Tisdale. Right side point. Throws a shot on goal looking for a deflection. Nothing happens. And Georgia brings the puck up ice past the blue line into the Kennesaw zone. Throws a pass or a centering pass or a shot off of Tisdale. Oh, no, that was John Testino's skates as Mason Bright loses the puck to Georgia as they bring it on in, trying to put some pressure on Thurston, but once again, we knock the puck away. Matt just caught a fly. I'm very impressed.
I did not, sadly. It was close, though.
Tristan Gagne takes control, tries to clear it, but Georgia keeps it in the zone, throws a shot right past the right side of Thurston. And Kennesaw gets control. Bringing it up ice is Ian McDonald. Okay, Matt, how did Ian McDonald check a man with the puck? I am confused.
That's how talented of a stick handler he is.
He is unbelievable. He's had some fantastic moves the last couple games. As Kennesaw loses control, throws it to neutral ice where it is picked up by Jeremy Vandekerkov.
Alrighty.
Tristan Gagne in his own zone, bringing it to neutral ice. Tries to feed it on through, but it is stopped dead by a Georgia defender. Kennesaw gets possession in their own zone as they lazily throw it up ice to a waiting Georgia forward. Throws it right back to Wes Davis. Playing catch with Tristan Gagne, trying to make something happen. Gagne throws it up ice all the way back into the Georgia zone as Evan Deere wins the foot race.
Full head
no
of
icing.
steam. That was
he is quick. I wish I could skate like that. As Drew Spysinski throws a shot that is turned aside by a Georgia defenseman before it can get to the goal. Kennesaw maintains possession as I throw it past the goaltender, and Evan Deere collects the puck. Deere fans on the shot, tries to throw it alongside the boards to Vandekerkov, but it does not get there. A big hit by Drew Spysinski. We keep trying to show him who's boss here, Matt. I'll tell you, if we kept count of the hits, I'd be very impressed by the numbers.
I would also be very busy.
Vandekerkov intercepts the pass, and Georgia takes possession, and a light shove by Jeremy Vandekerkov is penalized because we're Kennesaw State, and the refs are on the Georgia payroll.
Even like Neymar out here with how much flopping is happening.
My God, Matt, if I did that same hit to you right now, I wouldn't even knock you out of your chair.
I couldn't agree more, Andrew. And I'm sitting in a stool. I have no back support.
Yeah, that's how light of a hit it was. This is ridiculous. That's our fourth penalty of the night. That's 8 minutes.
Who took that penalty? That was. Let me go ahead and see if I can't zoom. I can't.
I think it's Jeremy Vandekerkov.
All All right, I believe that's his first of the night. Yes, his first of the night.
Well, that's another 2 minutes with 4:53 left in the first period. A fresh power play for Georgia as they line up for the faceoff. Georgia wins it and controls back on the high point as a Kennesaw player dives, trying to take control. A shot right past Thurston, does not even get a blocker on it. Just absolutely airball by the Georgia player. Georgia on the near side wing. There was a shot deflected right in front of Thurston. Doesn't go anywhere as Kennesaw desperately tries to clear, but Georgia keeps control of the puck. Georgia on the high point, waiting for something to happen. It looks like Ryan Moran got a stick on that pass as Georgia throws all the way across ice to a waiting stick of nobody. A little scrum in the corner there with Testino and a Georgia forward as Testino once again gets a stick in there, and it's intercepted by Kennesaw State. Wes Davis brings it up ice and clears it all the way back down to a waiting Emily Barber. Georgia brings it all the way back up, crosses the blue line. Neat stick handling there by that Georgia forward. Right around Max Haas as he just lazily dumps it back into the Kennesaw zone. Thurston fans on the clear, and Bright manages to throw it all the way back down to the Georgia zone. 1 minute left in the power play. 3:50 left to go in the first period as Georgia takes their sweet time as he throws a bank off the boards to nobody, but Max Haas doing what he does best, disrupting in the forecheck.
Absolutely.
Mason Bright all the way back around, takes a small hit from a Georgia player. If we did that, that'd be a penalty, but a weak shot towards Thurston as Max Haas throws it right all the way down to the Georgia goaltender. Georgia lines up behind their own net as they try desperately to figure out what they can do to stop this Kennesaw State penalty kill. Georgia fanned on the dump and chase as Kennesaw once again has possession. A hard slapper all the way back up ice by Tristan Gagne. Control once again by Georgia. 17 seconds left to go on the Georgia power play on the Jeremy Van de Kerkhoff penalty with 3:06 left in the first period. Georgia up 1-0 as Drew Spicinski takes the legs out of a Georgia player. A good, clean hit. Georgia player does not really like it that much and throws a shot at the head of Drew Spicinski. Once again, no call. Power play expires. 2:50 left to go in the first period. Georgia neatly dances around a Kennesaw State defenseman, throws it up to Jeremy Van de Kerkhoff as controlled by Georgia in neutral ice. What was that?
If I got humiliated by Spicinski like that poor Georgia offenseman did, I wouldn't be too happy about it either.
Neither would I. Jeremy Van de Kerkhoff gets possession, brings it up the blue line, but is neatly poked away by the Georgia defenseman as he throws it right behind the Georgia goaltender for Georgia to set up. Aaron Tisdale defending, and if that shot was a little higher,
close.
That would have hit me square on the nose, and I'm not a big fan of that. Isaiah Arnold makes two Georgia players run right into each other because that curriculum isn't the best. Aaron Tisdale throws a shot that's turned aside by a Georgia defender as Georgia brings it back up ice, crosses the blue line to the Kennesaw zone. A shot towards Thurston. Thurston neatly turns it aside.
Oh, my goodness.
Isaiah Arnold takes control. Aaron Tisdale trying to get a stick down on it, but he cannot do it. Kennesaw throws it right back over the blue line. Once again, thrown into the Kennesaw zone. Georgia and Kennesaw just playing catch here. A long slap shot by Wes Davis right onto the stick of Emily Barber. 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go in the first period as Georgia throws it all the way up ice for an icing. Georgia's Eric Maug cannot get there in time.
Slow.
Matt, we can't even skate.
We still skate faster than that. I could take a canoe onto the ice and paddle my happy little butt all the way down the ice from end to end, trapezoid to trapezoid, in faster time.
Matt, if I could pay to see you canoe in an ice rink, I absolutely would. Ian McDonald on the faceoff again. 1:38 left in the first period as once again he wins the faceoff. He's doing a very nice job tonight. Throws it back to Tristan Gagne. Throws it straight over to Mitchell Bright behind the net as Bright throws it right to the point to his dear beloved brother. Mason Bright tries a centering pass to Mitchell Bright, but is controlled by Ian McDonald on the near side boards. Georgia disrupts the play a little bit, but Kennesaw maintains possession. Ian McDonald, a centering pass, just shot wide by John Testino. A second attempt turned aside as Georgia is on the move towards Luke Thurston. 1 minute left in the first period, and Tristan Gagner neatly strips a Georgia player as Kennesaw once again trying to get out of their own zone. They spent a lot of time down there defending Thurston. Thurston turns three shots back to back away right off his blocker. And another penalty on Kennesaw State. I cannot believe it. Every time we touch a Georgia player, we get penalized. It's our fifth penalty in the first period. Unbelievable. Looks like this one is on Mason Bright. Mason Bright. It looks like he lightly tapped the Georgia player and the numbers on his back, and he gets put in the box for it on that nice, stout wooden bench. That is not where I'd like to be, especially with these refs calling the way that this game is. Matt, I don't think we have a single power play tonight when Georgia has 5.
That is a sad sight to behold, Andrew, I must say.
This is unbelievable. I've never seen a game called this way. But who are we to judge them? We're just up here calling the game, and we're a little biased.
A little? No.
Ian McDonald wins the face-off with 40 seconds left to go in the first period as Kennesaw tries to clear, and it looks like we get a chance to. Ian McDonald skating full head of steam up ice, tries to throw the puck around a Georgia player. He does, gets control in the Georgia zone on a short-handed opportunity. Ian McDonald fighting right in the corner for it was a backhander to Jeremy Vandekerkhoff as Vandekerkhoff decides what to do with it. It gets sent to the boards by a Georgia defenseman, and they're still battling for it with 15 seconds to go. Vandekerkhoff versus 2 Georgia players put up a hard fight as McDonald takes the puck, throws a lazy shot over to Emily Barber, and Wes Davis takes control on the far side of the boards.
Ooh, good
3 seconds to
opportunity.
go. An opportunity at the very end. Vandekerkhoff could not pull the trigger in time as the period expires with the University of Georgia up 1-0 against your Kennesaw State Fighting Owls. We will be back after this short-ish intermission as the Zamboni comes out to give us a fresh layer of ice to work with, Matt.
I'm so excited.
I am too.
And welcome back, everyone, to the scenic Marietta Ice Center here in Marietta, Georgia. We're back for the second period of play between your Kennesaw State Fighting Owls and the University of Georgia Ice Dogs.
Spelled D-A-W-G-S. You cannot make this up, folks.
Well, that's their curriculum, Andrew.
That is. I don't know if their communication program is worth its salt, but we'll find out on the ice as Kennesaw State wins the faceoff. Thrown back to Captain Wes Davis, but he throws it straight to a waiting Georgia forward as Georgia takes the early possession. Looks to put some early pressure on Thurston, but it is deflected. Almost corralled by Wes Davis, but Georgia keeps control of it. They're just throwing pucks right off of our skates here, Matt. Georgia just playing catch around Luke Thurston. They're on the power play, 50 seconds left. A shot towards Thurston, turns it away with his chest.
That was almost disaster, but he fights that one off brilliantly.
40 seconds left on the totally not a penalty, but hey, who are we to judge with 19:20 left to go in the first? As
Second.
Second. As I just want this game to last longer. Kennesaw throws a
It's just
clear
so thrilling.
all the way down the ice for Georgia to take control. Georgia trying to set something up as they wait behind goaltender Emily Barber. And they eventually make it up ice. Still waiting. Finally crosses the blue line and throws it right towards Kennesaw. No icing as Tristan Gagne controls and throws it right off the boards. In a foot race forward is John Testino as he does not make it back in time. Georgia brings it up ice towards the near side boards as he brings it all the way back around. A centering pass right into the glove of Luke Thurston, doing a great job tonight as Kennesaw State successfully kills off the 5th Georgia power play. I cannot believe we've been penalized 5 times, but they only made us pay once. 1 power play goal for Georgia, and Luke Thurston handling the rest.
Yeah, aside from that early goal that just kind of took us by surprise, caught us a little bit off guard, the penalty kill's been looking way sharper, as has the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend,
The unit.
Luke Thurston.
Georgia wins the faceoff.
I heard he once stopped a train.
with nothing but his stick in his
But
mouth.
his stick side.
Stick side. Georgia tries to clear it. Eventually does. Pass neutral ice as Kennesaw takes possession. Bright throws it all the way back around the net as Haas chases it in. Throws it once again behind the goaltender as Georgia takes possession. Isaiah Arnold giving him a little nudge, something to think about, as Tisdale with another hit. Penalty, excuse me? No penalty. As Gagne eventually goes back to retrieve in a little scrum with a Georgia player. So is Tisdale on the near side wing. Tisdale with a good stick there. As Tisdale races all the way up ice on a little bit of breakaway. Tisdale, a shot, misses high right side, right above the crossbar. A fantastic chance for Aaron Tisdale. I didn't know he had that kind of speed on him.
That was incredible. I've never seen Tisdale with that kind of speed. That was amazing.
An amazing opportunity.
And another big hit by Tisdale behind the Kennesaw State
And
goal.
a slap shot from the near point, snatched up by Thurston. Matt Tisdale doesn't even care that he's getting penalized for his hits. He's letting Georgia know he will not be pushed around.
That was astounding.
Unbelievable energy from Aaron Tisdale as he skates for a little bit of a breather towards the Kennesaw State bench along with Tristan
Look, he
Gagne.
can only kick so much ass before a guy's got to take a breath.
And this is his breath. We'll look forward to him getting back out there soon as Kennesaw State and Georgia takes the face-off in Kennesaw State's zone. Kennesaw wins the face-off, throws it up to Deere, but a Georgia player corrals it all the way back down to Davis. Davis throws it up ice right between a Georgia player's legs as Deere skates all the way back down to try to corral it, but to no avail as Vander Kirchhoff tries to apply some pressure. Georgia skates up ice. Another big hit. By this time, Spicinski. Another big hit. Evan Deere sends a Georgia player sprawling to the ice. Unbelievable.
His teeth are in the third
They
row.
might be in the third row if we had rows here at the Marriott Ice Center.
Very true.
That puck was a little too close. Another big hit. My God, Sam Sullivan this time. Matt, I'm so glad we don't have to keep track of hits. We'd be in like the 30s by now. This is
You are not
unbelievable.
kidding. Oh, my
And
goodness.
what was the stoppage and play for? Did you see?
I have no
I
idea.
was too distracted by Sam Sullivan absolutely dumpstering a Georgia
I
player.
was too distracted by this episode of Friday Night SmackDown featuring the Kennesaw State Fighting Owls against literally everyone. Undertaker, The Big Show.
And they're still putting them on the ice.
Still putting them on skates.
Ian McDonald lines up with the face-off, takes it neatly away from Georgia as Bright goes back to retrieve the puck. A Georgia player loses an edge, complains to the ref, what is new? Bright takes the puck past the blue line, throws it all the way back down behind the Georgia goaltender as John Testino goes in to retrieve. Testino back behind, still fighting for it as Bright comes in to assist. Bright skates up towards the near side boards as Georgia tries to be aggressive, and it looks like another penalty.
Say it ain't so. Wait, hang on.
On Kennesaw State's Mitchell Bright.
Come on.
That is 6 unanswered penalties. I cannot believe it. Matt, what's the penalty count at the end of the game? Like 14 to maybe 1 if we're lucky?
I say it's going to be 14 to Georgia getting a firm talking to, but no actual penalty minutes applied.
I mean, I do like Kennesaw State's power play. They're looking really good tonight considering they had to kill 5 penalties. Only 1 went through. This is their 6th as they line up for the faceoff with 16:30 left in the second period as Kennesaw immediately gets a steal. Jeremy Van de Kerkhoff takes it up ice.
He's a fast skater.
He is. Tries to deke around a Georgia player as Gagne just holds a Georgia player against the boards, but it is offsides against Kennesaw.
Gagne thought that number 78 there for the UGA Ice Dogs, Eric Moog, or Mauge, or Mauge,
depending if he's
or
French.
Maug. Point is, Gagne decided that he looked like a very comfortable man to take a nap on.
He just had to climb his back and just lay there for a little bit. Speaking of Gagne clears it all the way back to Emily Barber as Georgia takes control. Georgia, thinking about what to do, brings it up ice past the neutral zone, right into Kennesaw zone. A wrist shot right past the stick side of Luke Thurston. Hits nothing but glass. Goes all the way back down into the Georgia zone. That shot had some steam on it as Georgia, once again, contemplates what to do on offense. Georgia, across the neutral zone, a slap shot, dump and chase all the way back down to a waiting Georgia forward as Tristan Gagne tries to defend. Wes Davis gets a stick on the shot.
Good deflection there by Davis.
Of Georgia player Christopher Santamaria as the puck goes all the way back down into the Georgia zone as they recover with 50 seconds left in this Georgia power play. And Kennesaw, so far, doing a good job of killing it. Georgia brings it past neutral ice. It gets into the Kennesaw zone, and it is deflected by Davis as Davis once again clears it all the way back down. Georgia has to do a lot of skating. They're definitely getting their conditioning in because we are doing nothing but clearing this puck. Fantastic job by Kennesaw State killing this penalty.
Absolutely. Back at it again, Kennesaw State.
Evan Deere almost puts a man into the Kennesaw bench as Ian McDonald throws it right back down.
My goodness.
To Emily Barber. Wes Davis, a shot on goal. Snapped up by the glove of Emily Barber. Great opportunity there for the captain, Wes Davis.
Yeah, that was a fantastic shot at an off angle. Just a great save there by Barber.
She is doing a great job in goal tonight, Matt.
With the few shots she's had to face, yes.
Yeah, with the very few shots we've had to face. But Aaron Tisdale wins the face-off. Oh, no, does not. A little bit of a scrum there for it as Kennesaw eventually ends up for it with 10 seconds left on the Georgia power play. And Georgia takes control in their own zone with 14:40 left to go in the second period. Georgia still up 1-0. Georgia, fans on the pass. And they eventually recover in neutral ice. Throws it all the way back down. Almost a huge hit by Isaiah Arnold. He's lucky he only caught his shoulder. As Georgia having a hard time getting it out of the neutral zone. Kennesaw eventually ends up with it. Is Davis throws it all the way up to Arnold. Arnold on a bit of breakaway here. Backhand just wide. Glove side of the goaltender as Georgia once again takes possession and gets pushed to the ice by Arnold. Georgia coming up as the power play expires. Full strength hockey once again as Haas comes over. Haas comes over on the almost a breakaway. A shot near side. Rebound is Tisdale. Almost puts it in.
I'll tell you what, you're not going to get very many opportunities like that one-on-one that Arnold was a part of. So when you have those, you do need to make them count. And another delayed penalty coming up here, it looks like.
Is this against Georgia? Are we finally going to do it?
No.
Is a Georgia player going to the box, Matt?
Oh, my goodness.
Matt, I have seen more shooting stars than Georgia players going to the box. We have a penalty against UGA. Unbelievable. This is the real miracle on ice, Matt. Is a Georgia player going into the box. Unbelievable.
It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
This is insane.
We got a call.
Finally, Kennesaw State going on a power play. Let's see if these numerous practices and a trip to Tampa have fixed our power play. Kennesaw State looks like Ian McDonald on the faceoff as the ref decides to give a little whistle blow and stops the play. Ian
What was the
McDonald,
point of that?
I don't know. Maybe he had to fix his pants or something. Kennesaw State throws a lazy shot on goal. Turned aside by Barber. Kennesaw retains possession towards the point. Backhands it across to McDonald. McDonald fans on a pass. Centering pass to Deere. Deere almost gets it. Almost put into the net by Georgia's own player as they clear it all the way back down to Kennesaw's zone. Jeremy Van de Kerkhoff goes back to retrieve.
Very close. Great opportunity there. Just had nobody in front to drive that one home.
They didn't expect that deflection to happen, but that was a nice chance as Van de Kerkhoff throws it over to Davis. Davis brings it up in neutral zone over to McDonald. McDonald at the far wing, a centering pass almost got to Bright, but turned aside by a Georgia defenseman as they throw it all the way back down to Luke Thurston. Thurston banks it off the boards to Van de Kerkhoff as Van de Kerkhoff neatly dodges a player up to Aaron Tisdale. Tisdale, a nice pass to the wing. A shot on goal goes high over the crossbar. As the puck goes all the way back down to Wes Davis. He retrieves in Kennesaw's zone, immediately throws it up ice. I'm liking this tempo as Arnold gives it to McDonald at the far point. McDonald over to Van de Kerkhoff. Van de Kerkhoff, looking at his options, gives it to Tisdale on the near side wing. Tisdale back down to Van de Kerkhoff behind the goal. Van de Kerkhoff skating all the way around, back up to the point. Throws it over to Davis. Davis, a pass down to McDonald. McDonald, a backhand. Almost another goal. Barber had to stretch across for that save, and she did a very good job of it as Georgia gets a breakaway here almost. Nope, Thurston comes out of his net.
Oh,
fans on the pass. That could have been disastrous for Kennesaw State. But now Kennesaw's on the attack. Isaiah Arnold deeks and a goal. He shoots and scores. Isaiah Arnold. A fantastic move. Backhand, forehand, and stuffs it home. We are tied 1-1 here at the Marriott Ice Center. Unbelievable move. Fantastic breakaway. What could have been disastrous for Kennesaw State?
Standing on that pass was all planned, Andrew. You can't tell me that's not exactly how they drew it up.
I'm pretty sure Thurston in the film room was like, you know what? If I fan on this,
If I fan it through the legs of the Georgia forward,
they'll be distracted enough for Arnold to go there and just put it right in the back of the net. A beautiful move there by Isaiah Arnold. I didn't know he could stick handle like that. Usually it's Ian McDonald doing all that work. But hey, we got some talent on this Kennesaw State team, and the game is tied 1-1 with 12 minutes and 11 seconds left in the second period as Kennesaw State, with the very few power plays they are given, the first one of the night, they put right behind Emily Barber for the first goal for the Fighting Owls.
absolutely textbook. It doesn't get much better than that, Andrew. And by that I mean it was a mess, and I love it.
It was, yeah. If there's a textbook written like that, honestly, it probably belonged to one of my communication classes because I don't understand those. Wow, those textbooks are, whew.
Lots of signals and systems analysis.
Listen, I'm not an engineer like you.
Over on the Marietta campus. It's rough out here in these streets, boy.
Yeah, it says the electrical engineer. Not many of us can do that, Matt. I'm over here trying to broadcast for a living. You're over there, like, actually building useful things. Aaron Tisdale on the face-off manages to push it past the Georgia defender as John Testino goes all the way back down to retrieve as Georgia controls. Puck goes all the way back down to Tristan Gagne. Settles it back down behind Luke Thurston as Gagne throws it over to Bright. Bright takes it into the neutral zone, crosses the blue line. It gives it up to a Georgia defender as he throws it right back down. And Matt, actually, there was a delayed penalty on that. So we're on another power.
My goodness. Wait. Yeah.
Yes, we are. We are on another power play. Wow. I'm actually shocked.
Wow,
They gave us two.
well, that's just delightful.
Unbelievable as Kennesaw takes it in the Georgia zone. Tisdale in the corner. Tisdale skates his way around behind Barber as he skates back with it. He's doing a little bit of that.
The
that
razzle
skate
dazzle
training.
out in front.
Up to Testino. Shot tipped high into the mesh. Matt, this pressure on UGA is
I thought
very nice.
I thought UGA's power play was very aggressive on offense. We have not let our foot off the gas in the 4 minutes that we've had these opportunities, Andrew. And I'll tell you what, I'm loving every second of it.
Georgia setting the tone on their power play. Kennesaw's like, excuse me, hold my drink. I need to go show something out here, Matt. And they already scored one. They have 1:09 left on their power play with 11:19 left to go in the second.
It's hold my PBR, Andrew. What are you looking for there? That would be Kennesaw. And probably also UGA. I don't know.
Ian McDonald takes the face off, tips it back to Davis. Davis controls on the far side wing. A centering pass to Deer.
Ooh.
Deer. Wow, that shot had some stank on it as it gets tipped all the way up to the mesh
I could
for
hear that
another
one.
offensive zone
I could hear that
face-off.
one buzzing through the air from here. It almost broke the sound barrier.
See, if that net was stretched any tighter, that would have been a trampoline and bounced straight back towards us.
Shout
We're on
out
the other end
to
of the ice.
whoever's on the playlist real quick. He's playing Lemon by Nerd featuring Rihanna.
Why don't you do a knee slant across the ice? I'll zoom in on you and you can ask him yourself.
No, I know the song, but I
Ian
wanna know his
McDonald in on the
name.
face-off, gives it to Van de Kerkhoff. Van de Kerkhoff throws it all the way down to Deer as Deer takes it in the corner. Deer throws it all the way over to Wes Davis as Kennesaw manages to save it.
Ooh.
Good opportunity here as kind of a fumble happened in front of the net, and somehow Davis ends up with the puck. Davis doing a good job
Oh my
stick handling
goodness.
against a defender as Bright throws a shot on goal, turned away by Barber. Centering pass by McDonald, almost deflected in, but again stopped by Barber. Davis, another shot, again stopped by Barber. Some good saves happening out here as Kennesaw relentless on their pressure. Another centering pass to Davis, throws it just wide of the goal. Little scuffle behind the net as Van de Kerkhoff ends up with the puck, throws it right into the knee of a Georgia player as they clear it with 10 seconds left to go on the Kennesaw power play, with Thurston coming out of his net.
Ooh,
give an
high
assist.
tempo here.
Aaron Tisdale on the fast break.
Oh,
A
just-
nice poke check there by Barber as Tisdale loses control of the puck as the power play expires back at the full-strength hockey. Tisdale, a shot on goal. Another wide shot just past stick side as Van de Kerkhoff maintains control. A shot, looking for a deflection, nothing happening as Georgia takes control of the puck, but stopped by Davis at neutral ice as they bring it
Another
back over the blue
opportunity
line.
here.
This pressure is looking really nice here by Kennesaw State as Davis tries to maneuver his way around a Georgia defender as Georgia eventually takes control, but they throw it right over to John Testino for Kennesaw State as he throws it up to the point to Gagne. Gagne, a wrist shot, almost deflected by Arnold. As Tisdale takes a nice little bump, probably retaliation from that Georgia player.
Which one?
All of them. I think he anchored the whole team. And there's a big hit by a Georgia player. Turns it over to Tisdale. Tisdale, a shot! High! Stick side! Aaron Tisdale! That Georgia player was too focused on getting retaliation. Turns it over to Tisdale. Buries it top shelf, stick side. Beautiful heads-up play there by Aaron Tisdale. I cannot believe it, Matt.
Absolutely
We have turned this
gorgeous.
game around. 2-1, Kennesaw State. Georgia doesn't know what's hit them. Unbelievable.
We managed to carry that momentum through from those power plays, Andrew. That's all we needed. Were those two power plays to get our momentum back, to get our mojo back, so to speak. And I'll tell you what, it's been all Kennesaw since.
And Matt, what we've seen is Tisdale has really gotten into the heads of this Georgia team. They were so focused on hitting him, they forgot to control the puck. And Tisdale makes him pay. Kennesaw State wins the face-off. Bright brings it over the neutral zone to McDonald. A centering pass, almost scored.
my
Knocked out of the
goodness.
air with the stick side hand of Emily Barber as a scrum happens with these Kennesaw fans
Referee.
giving the Georgia players the business on the glass.
Oh, we've been a part of that crowd, Andrew.
Yes,
they
we have.
I'll tell you what. One thing about Kennesaw fans, they have the deepest cuts. When they're against the glass and they're heckling an opponent here, oh, hang on, possible opportunity. But when Kennesaw State fans are heckling opponents, it's not like your standard heckling. It's not like, hey, buddy, you suck. They get on the roster of the other team. They're looking up the fraternity that they're in. They're looking up their social media profiles, and they go in.
Hey, Matt, are you just describing what we did before we started announcing for Kennesaw?
Us and many others, Andrew. Us and many
It
others.
was a big crowd we were in. As the puck goes all the way up to Gagne, there was a nice slap shot straight onto the goal. As it's controlled on the near side boards by Kennesaw State, but Georgia picks their pocket, tries to clear. Bright throws it over to Van de Kerkhoff as he knocks it back into the zone, and Georgia takes control. Another little hit there by Deer as he lets them know they're not going away. This aggression will not stop with 8 minutes left to go in the second period as the puck goes all the way back down to the Georgia goaltender, and we have a stoppage in play as she covers the puck. Offensive zone face-off here for Kennesaw State with 8 minutes left to go. This aggression will not stop. I am loving this style of play out of Kennesaw State. We have something to prove after those Tampa games, Matt.
You are not kidding, Andrew.
Offensive zone face-off here for Kennesaw State. Looks like Aaron Tisdale is in on the draw. Drop of the puck goes Kennesaw's way. Looks like Haas A backhand towards the goal gets turned aside, almost an opportunity, but they were waiting. Georgia comes over the blue line. A shot deflected off the glass over to the waiting stick of Haas. Haas getting a little bit of a bump there from a Georgia player.
Like the
big
avocados,
scrum.
Andrew.
Excuse me, Matt?
Like the avocados.
What is?
Haas.
Is that an avocado?
Haas avocado. Never mind.
Well, I didn't know that because I'm not a big fan of
my
avocados.
highbrow avocado
That
humors.
should be a penalty as
And it is.
the
It's
Georgia
a
player
penalty.
gets a big hit right to the face of Max Haas as they go down and touch the puck.
Look at that. Skating right off like it ain't no thing. Shaking. He watches a lot of hockey.
He does watch a lot of hockey as he took a full-on punch to the face from that Georgia player.
I'll tell you what. There's a fresh 2 minutes for Kennesaw.
Fresh 2 minutes. And Matt, we are 2 for 2 so far. No. That was not a power play goal. But it was right after, so I'm counting it. 2 for 2.
That's not how stats work.
It's not how stats work. But, Matt, this is Kennesaw State hockey. We don't care about stats. We care about hitting the other team.
And also stats.
Because, you don't win games without goals. But, hey, we don't play hockey.
I'm just more disappointed that my highbrow avocado humor was lost on you.
Listen, all right? If I enjoyed guacamole.
I don't enjoy guacamole.
If I enjoyed avocados on my sandwiches.
I don't.
I would have understood that. But sadly, I didn't. As
Have
Ian
you ever
McDonald
watched a
wins the draw.
Subway advertisement in your life?
Of course I have.
Then you should know.
Just
Haas
not the
avocados,
Jared
buddy.
ones.
Oh, no. Don't let him touch your kids.
Evan Deere controls the puck on the near side wing. Loses control over to Van de Kerkhoff as he throws a wrist shot on goal.
Ooh. Trying to go 5-hole there. Closed it up just in time.
Almost breaks away through as Georgia controls and flips it right on back down to Luke Thurston as Van de Kerkhoff doesn't see a Georgia player but neatly hits it away over to Wes Davis. Wes Davis throws it all the way up to Deere. Deere, a shot high glove side, just wide as it bounces over the net into the audience, and someone is going home with a souvenir.
Is that in the budget? Can we give pucks away?
Well, I mean, we ended up with a puck last year.
Fair play.
I mean, I don't know. Well, then again, they were tearing down that building, so they might not have cared.
True.
But maybe that's why they let us broadcast. Anyway, Kennesaw State. Anywho, Kennesaw State on the draw. Ian McDonald for the faceoff. Waiting on that ref to take his sweet time getting back down. Neatly hands the puck over to the other ref as he finally drops it. Matt, I didn't know I'd be doing play-by-play for the ref's activity.
That's how you know. That's the mark of a good play-by-play announcer, is keeping track of the refs as well.
Thank you, sir. Evan Deere, a shot short side, almost goes in.
Sneaky
As
one.
Georgia might have a breakaway here, a shorthanded opportunity as Georgia skates all the way in, and a shot high glove side right over Luke Thurston as Georgia gets a shorthanded goal and ties the game up 2-2.
Unfortunate. Just an unlucky bounce. Finds its way all the way back down to the Kennesaw zone. And Georgia managed to tie it up here. I'll tell you what, I'm not a big fan of that. But if anybody can bring it back, it's going to be the Kennesaw State University Fighting Owls. That's for sure.
That's what I'm hoping. I mean,
we bet on it.
We still have 1 minute 12 left on the penalty.
Take your money to the bank right now and you bet on it. You don't bet at the bank. You bet in Vegas. Take your money out of the bank. Go to Vegas.
Is hockey gambling legal yet?
Sports gambling is, right?
A good point.
In Vegas?
Aaron Tisdale on the faceoff as he throws it right over, and Georgia wins. Throws it right on back to Tristan Gagne as he controls on the near side boards. 1 minute left on the power play. Hopefully Kennesaw can make him pay for this as Bright throws a pass all the way up, straight past the stick of Arnold as we have a delayed. No, offside, excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a delayed penalty at Kennesaw there, but nope, just an offside. We are okay as the puck goes all the way back down to Kennesaw's zone for the faceoff. Gagne having some words with the ref, probably being like, hey, why do they have so many penalties? At least that's what I'd say.
Number 6 for UGA. His beard looks stupid.
Nice observation, Matt.
Little anecdote. Just thought I'd throw that in
I'm
there.
not looking at their beards as Isaiah Arnold takes the puck over the blue line. A shot on goal turned aside by the goaltender of Georgia. As a nice little scrum behind happens, and Aaron Tisdale ends up with the puck. John Testino on the near side wing. A shot turned aside before it gets to the net by a Georgia defenseman as it goes all the way back out to Gagne. Gagne throws to Testino. Testino down to Tisdale as Tisdale throws it up to Bright on the far side point. Tisdale back down behind the net as he gets stripped of the puck by a Georgia defenseman with 18 seconds left on the Kennesaw State power play as Thurston throws it all the way up ice to a waiting Tisdale as once again the forecheck of Georgia makes us lose the puck. Tisdale goes right back behind Thurston and tries to bring the puck up the ice as Evan Deere manages to take control up neutral ice past the blue line. Gives it over to Gagne. Gagne skating inside. Tried centering pass, and nothing happens. A big scrum in front of the net as Emily Barber manages to cover the puck before it gets in the back of the net. But hey,
very close there.
a little bit of pressure there. I mean, the power play just expired with 5:19 left, but they don't know that. We're still keeping up the pressure.
Absolutely, and it looks like, hopefully, there's been the sign thus far that this shorthanded goal coming from UGA here to tie this game up hasn't quite taken the wind out of our sails just yet in terms of momentum. So I will say that I would like to see us keep the pressure up and keep our wits about us.
And nothing does that like a shorthanded goal as Kennesaw gets possession of the faceoff as Vanda Kirchhoff throws it back down the ice behind the Georgia goaltender as Georgia takes possession on the near side boards. Davis gets the puck somehow. I don't know how that bounced to him as Spicinski takes control. Throws it right behind the net to Vanda Kirchhoff. Vanda Kirchhoff neatly skates away from a defender. Throws it all the way up to Sam Sullivan. Sam Sullivan gets his pocket picked, but it ends up to Vanda Kirchhoff. Vanda Kirchhoff to Spicinski, centering pass.
Ooh.
Nothing happens. A backhand goal!
Goodness.
I didn't even know that was going to happen. Not even a wind-up or
goodness.
anything. A backhand goal, glove side, finds its way. May have hit the post and bounced in. Either way, that was a sneaky shot.
Oh, you did her so dirty. Oh, my goodness.
There were so many players in front of the net. I didn't even see who shot that puck.
was
We gotta
devious.
wait for the PA to see who scored this.
That was absolutely devious in
That
every
was the
single way.
sneakiest shot I've seen in these 3 home games.
That was
Wow.
incredible.
Fantastic play. I don't even know how he snuck that puck in there. He had very little real estate to work with, but hey, a goal's a goal.
He'll be putting that one in his highlight reel, that's for sure.
If he watches our highlights.
Hopefully.
Ian McDonald in on the face-off as Georgia wins. Georgia throws it back up to neutral zone, and Bright lays a big hit on the Georgia defenseman as they throw it straight out of play into the Georgia bench. And that goal was scored by number 9, Jeremy Vanda Kirchhoff.
With the assist from Evan Deere.
I like that connection there. And hey, let's get some
And,
more of that. Up 3-2 with 4:30 left in the second period. Kennesaw State Fighting Owls hockey coming at you from the Marietta Ice Center. Looks like Testino and the referees are having a bit of a discussion. Don't know what for. Maybe deciding where to get food after the game.
Waffle House.
My
is the
vote's on
only one.
Waho. Kennesaw State wins the face-off as Sam Sullivan takes control, throws it over to Bright. Sullivan once again takes control as he skates right past Bright, down right behind the goal. Tries a centering pass. Nothing happening as McDonald fires a shot from the point, knocked down there
Rebound in front.
by Testino, but cannot get a rebound. Wes Davis a shot, once again tipped up in the air. No one can get control of it. Barber on her back trying to make a save as Kennesaw State ends up at the puck behind the goal. Georgia takes control, bringing the puck up ice. As it crosses the blue line, Kennesaw has to regroup.
Oh, my goodness. Another plethora of opportunities there for Kennesaw State. They are just running the table with their offense now. It is incredible. They've spent the last, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes absolutely dominating in the UGA zone.
This second period has really turned this Kennesaw State team around. We are not taking crap from nobody as we have a 3-goal advantage in this second period. Unbelievable. As Wes Davis neatly picks the pocket of a defender, centering pass to Haas. Haas puts it on goal. Stop before it gets there as Arnold tries to punch it through, but it's covered up by Georgia's goaltender, Emily Barber, for an offensive zone faceoff. We are not letting off this pressure.
A breakneck pace here from Kennesaw State with 3:29 remaining in this second period, and I am loving it. We are up 1 goal yet again, and yet we know that it is not something that we should be taking lightly.
At any time, they can come back and score a shorthanded goal like they just did. But, hey, we didn't let it phase us. We come right back and steal the momentum away. Once again, I'm liking this mental toughness of this Kennesaw State team, Matt. They teach
Mental
that
to
in
match
practice?
the physical toughness.
They teach that in practice, or is that like a class you got to take?
It's psychology major.
Kennesaw takes the face off as Ryan Moran throws it over to Haas as Kennesaw controls it right behind the net. Moran comes up with it, tries a centering pass. Hits a nice little bundle of Georgia players there as Georgia tries to take it right back out of the zone. And Georgia, once again, gets control as Bright comes back to field the clear as he throws it right on over to Gagne. Gagne up to Moran. If he can win this foot race, he does. And gets a nice little check from a Georgia player. But Bright right there to recover the puck. Bright, a pass over to Gagne, but a Georgia player doing a good job on the forecheck. Tips it. Gagne takes advantage. Tisdale trying to get to the puck, loses the foot race. That should be an offside. It is an offside. No, he was standing on the blue line. I don't know how I feel about that, but anyway, Gagne's got the puck. Gagne throws a nice little backhand attempted to Van de Kerkhoff as he does get it. Van de Kerkhoff brings it up neutral zone. Trying to get past the blue line. He does almost with a nice little stick handle move past the Georgia player, but it's his pocket picked.
Van de Kerkhoff trying to get skinny there. Almost works. That'll
skinny.
work one of these. And a big hit and a delayed penalty.
Hey, Matt, guess who laid that hit?
Oh, my gosh. Could it possibly be Rocky Jr.? Aaron Tisdale.
You know, I was going to have something to say. I lost it with that. Thank you, Matt. Tisdale he lets him know. He lets him know.
He lets you know that he's on the ice, and I'll tell you what, he's right at home in that box because he is striking fear into the hearts of these UGA players, and I must say I'm a fan.
I bet Tisdale hits so many people. He just keeps a little pack of Oreos in there or something to snack on while he's in the box.
Do you think Tisdale's an Oreo guy?
Tisdale?
Or a Chips Ahoy guy?
You know, so many of my friends are Oreo guys.
I mean, I like Oreos, but you can't beat if you're having multiple of them per day, and especially per game. You're gonna want something a little less heavy than an Oreo. So I would say he'd probably be more of a Chips Ahoy guy.
Why don't you ask him after the game?
Very true. He takes the ice shavings from the ice, puts it in. Ooh.
He takes the ice shavings and the tears of the opponents he hits and eats that.
Yeah, he dunks the cookie in that, and it's icy cold, and just like his stare.
Just like his stare.
The opponents.
Can you feel it from here?
I can. It's terrifying.
Kennesaw State on the face-off is Ian McDonald with 1:54 left to go in this Georgia power play. 2:11 left in the second period as Gagne manages to corral the puck, throws it over to Davis. Davis clears it all the way back down the ice. Georgia goes for a nice little skate there to recover.
I don't know about you, Andrew, but I feel much safer when Luke Thurston is on this side of the ice here with us because I don't feel like at any point a flying tomahawk missile of a puck will knock my proverbial block off.
Why is that? Is that because Kennesaw's actually accurate with their shots?
Yes, it is. And
All
also,
right.
It feels like somehow they're being considerate of us being up here with absolutely no protection.
I hope so. I mean, they could roll that net over here and cover us, but not going to happen. A shot right into the breadbasket of Luke Thurston, and it looks like, a nice little dirty hit by a Georgia player. You'll never guess what happens. Oh, my God! Wow, unbelievable save as Luke Thurston flies across the crease to get a glove on that. No goal as the dirty hit from a Georgia player sends Davis sprawling to the ice, clutching his arm. I hope he's not hurt too
Wes
bad.
Davis shaken up on that play. It looks like he's holding that arm. His glove is currently off and on the ice, picked up by Bright.
I'll tell you, Matt, I mean,
hurt.
that was
right.
that was absolutely a dirty hit by that Georgia player.
There is a difference between the hits that Kennesaw lays on UGA and the hits that they have, the very few that they've laid on Kennesaw. And I tell you what, I am not one for it, Andrew. It is much dirtier, and hopefully Davis will be all right for the Tech game tomorrow.
Here's hoping. I hope he's not hurt too badly as he skates off the ice. But other than that, remarkable save there by Luke Thurston, flying all the way back across the crease to get a glove on that puck. Fantastic save to keep this a one-goal advantage for Kennesaw. 1:11 left on the Georgia power play with 1:28 left in the second period as Georgia wins the faceoff and the near side point off the skate of Van de Kerkhoff almost gets a steal. A high slap shot right over the crossbar of Luke Thurston as Tristan Gagne harasses the Georgia defender. And Georgia throws a puck straight up into the mesh. He wasn't even trying to hit the net on that one.
And if you noticed, Andrew, no penalty.
No penalty.
No penalty on that 30.
No penalty. But a good, clean check from Tisdale. Oh, no. That can't happen.
We can't have that in our game.
Cannot happen.
No, cannot have that in our game.
Head up, shoulders straight into the chest. Form tackle by Aaron Tisdale. Nothing happens. Goes straight to the box. But someone grabs the arm of Davis and tries to break it. Nope. Continue with the power play for Georgia. As Georgia wins the faceoff, throws it towards the near side of Thurston.
And it's
almost saved it, but could not get there in time as Georgia throws it right off the near side pole and banks in.
Unfortunate there. Just couldn't quite hang on for the remainder of that power play. Like I said at the top of this broadcast, something probably had to give there with the amount of penalties that Kennesaw State has been receiving here in this game.
That's their seventh, right?
I believe so.
Either way, that's a lot of penalty minutes for Kennesaw to be down a man. But
Yeah, I have
doesn't.
7.
It also doesn't help that your captain just got his arm ripped off and has to skate to the bench, and now you're without one of the best defensemen on the team and a captain.
Yeah, it's demoralizing to say the least, and I would look for Kennesaw State here in the closing minutes of this second period, with a minute 6 remaining, to try and send some clear message going into the third that they aren't going to put up with that kind of crap.
Here's hoping. Ian McDonough wins the face-off as McDonough loses an edge, throws it over to John Testino. Testino controls on the far side as he throws it up to Bright. Bright also loses an edge. Someone needs to run a Zamboni over that as Georgia's on a 2-on-1 break. Pass over. Well played there by Tristan Gagne. Fantastic defense right there.
Really good.
Didn't have a chance of going through as Bright brings the puck up, throws a shot on goal right into the glove of Emily Barber. So yeah, we're getting pressure on him. We're getting pressure on him after that cheap shot by Georgia, but I mean, will it be if we score in the next 38 seconds? I'll be very impressed if we can get a 1-goal lead going to the locker room.
That would be huge if we could maintain that 1-goal lead going into the end of the second. But like you said, 38.7 seconds remaining. Not going to be the most hopeful about it, and so hopefully Kennesaw can rally during this intermission and come up with some magic here in the third period.
Matt Davis is back on the ice.
Is he really?
Unbelievable. Georgia
incredible.
on a break throws it right off the shoulder of Luke Thurston. It's fantastic to see Davis back out there. Nothing too serious.
Would you say he watches a lot of hockey?
I would say he watches a lot of hockey. He also was the captain of a hockey team, so that might have something to do with it. As Tisdale throws a neat little pass over to Haas, but it's intercepted. Tisdale intercepts it right back. A shot on goal high into the mesh. Tried to go high stick side. Nothing happening there with 9.6 seconds left. Kennesaw State 3, University of Georgia 3. And Matt looks like we're going to go into the locker room with an even score.
All tied up. The game begins anew in the third period. Basically a 0-0 score line, and nothing but a lot of bad blood in history, it seems, from these first two periods is going to carry over into this third. And hopefully Kennesaw State, our Fighting Owls, can pull it out like they have so many times before.
Kennesaw State wins the face-off, loses control to Georgia, though, as Davis, with a burst of speed, gets back to stop the break, and Georgia tries one last second shot to no avail as the period expires. Kennesaw State 3, University of Georgia 3, as we head into the second intermission.
Don't go anywhere, anyone. And also, one more quick message before we head to the break. I would like to give a shout-out, thank you guys, everyone who is watching this live broadcast. If you haven't already, it would very much help us out if, again, this is entirely a suggestion, but if you felt the need to create a twitch.tv account completely free and hit us with a follow on twitch.tv/SuperGamecastBrothers so you can stay up to date on the latest in Kennesaw State hockey and catch games that you may not be able to attend for yourself. For example, we will be at the Georgia Tech game tomorrow in Cumming, Georgia. That is not a home game, but we are going to make the trek out there regardless to bring that live action to you guys. So if you're liking what you're seeing, be sure to get followed to twitch.tv/SuperGamecastBrothers, and we will see you in the third period of play. Welcome back, everyone, to the Marietta Ice Center here in beautiful, scenic, sunny, never rains, Marietta, Georgia. It's a place to raise a family.
You just described everything that Marietta isn't.
Hey, man.
It rained all day. It was overcast.
Hey,
and
man.
the sky was brown when I drove here.
Hey, despite imminent tornado-related death, Marietta's... I can't say what's
You can't say it without
All right.
laughing.
Regardless, we're about to get into the third period of play here, Andrew. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a barn burner. It is going to be unbelievably tense, and hopefully Kennesaw State can bring back that amazing momentum they had for the vast majority of the second period. They got those early 2 power plays and scored on one, scored immediately after another. And I'll tell you what, I want to look forward to more of that energy for, up until about 3 minutes remaining. In the second period, they were absolutely stomping UGA, and I want to see them get back to that form as soon as humanly possible so they can put this game to sleep.
That would be nice to see. I also want to see Tisdale hit some more people, but hey, that's just personal preference. As the face-off is battle around the neutral zone, Deere takes a shot early in the period, goes wide, stick side. Georgia controls the puck, goes all the way past neutral ice, past the blue line, tries to wind up for a shot, and is poked away by Gagne, but he keeps control, and a weird-looking backhand that hit more of the roof than the net, as Deere manages to get a little bit of control. Nope, stolen right back off of him by Georgia. Georgia, a shot from the point, is stopped right in the pads of Luke Thurston. Starting the period off with a save. That's what I like to see.
Tell you what, Luke Thurston has been, for all intents and purposes, a brick wall.
Yeah, a brick wall when he doesn't have to face power plays time after time after time after time after time.
That's what I'm saying.
Because, my goodness.
It's rough, man.
The power play in Kennesaw's zone. Tisdale takes it and just dances right around the Georgia player and takes it himself. Tisdale still with the puck. Bounces it almost to Arnold, just out the way of the stick, and is in icing.
Okay. I guess that's technically an icing, but come on, man.
Let
the boys play.
Barely an icing.
Let the boys play.
I think they need to freeze that puck. It's looking like the puck in that Michelin commercial. He just takes a slap shot and stops in 5 feet. That's what it looks like right now.
I love that commercial.
Maybe it's just a rough patch of ice. I don't know. Tisdale lines up at the face-off in the Kennesaw State zone.
Feels like a cold front just moved in.
It might have. Puck
We're
drops,
indoors.
and Kennesaw loses the face-off to Georgia. A wrist shot. Didn't make it to the goal. And a shot put on the outside of the cage by Georgia.
You don't shoot it from behind the net.
Well, someone
Georgia.
tell him that. We don't even play. We watch hockey. We know that. As Kennesaw manages to clear, Georgia goes to retrieve back in their own zone. Another big hit. Arnold sends a man stumbling, almost loses his balance to the ice, as he's letting him know he's not taking anything from him, as Tisdale brings it up the ice. Tisdale crosses the blue line into the Georgia zone. Is Tisdale a centering pass to Arnold, stopped cold by a Georgia defender. Get it? Cold because ice?
Oh, my goodness. That was a real knee slapper. What a zinger from Andrew Leonard.
I'm also a comedian in my spare
Commentator
time.
extraordinaire. You can do color and play-by-play. You don't even need me.
Testino tries to stonewall the puck there, but to no avail. A shot right into the shoulder of Luke Thurston. And another save as the puck bounces right to the front of the cage. Snapped up and covered by Luke Thurston. That's what, 3 or 4 saves for him already?
Huh?
Were you too focused on this absolute bop that they're playing?
Yes.
Jam session over there in the booth.
18-18 remaining here in this third period.
As the face-off goes Georgia's way, Ian McDonald cannot corral it as Bright takes it behind the net. Bright over to Testino. Testino backhands one out of the zone, controlled by Georgia at neutral ice. Georgia just crosses the blue line, takes a nice little bump there from Gagne. Gagne sends it all the way back down to Bright as Bright to Testino, cannot control it, back to Georgia. Gagne chasing the puck behind the net as Georgia recovers it and manages to spin neatly away from the Kennesaw State defender as Ian McDonald applying some pressure, trying to get the puck out towards the near side boards, but Gagne comes up with it, throws it all the way over to Testino. Testino backhands it, cannot clear it, as Georgia throws a nice little meatball there on goal, but nothing is getting past that wall of Thurston. Thurston punches a puck right out of the air straight up into the mesh. That was pretty funny to look at.
The Great Wall of Thurston. I like that, Andrew.
The Great Wall of Thurston.
The Great Wall of Thurston.
Thank you.
That's good.
Listen, all right? These things just come to me.
is a stroke of genius. I can't contain it. I can't contain such genius. It must be shared with the world.
Kennesaw State lines up with a face-off as someone just took a flash photography picture of there in the box. Don't think I didn't see that. let me post it real quick. Spyasinski controls the face-off, gives it over to Deer. Deer throws it to Gagne. Gagne to Davis. Davis to Van de Kerkhoff. Van de Kerkhoff brings it up the ice, across the blue line, almost throws it around the Georgia player, but he punches it right out of the air, back into his own stick. Georgia throws it all the way around the boards to a waiting player as Kennesaw State tries to clear, but to no avail. Stopped at the point, a wrist shot, almost deflected twice, but off the skate. Almost looks like it might have a one-on-one against Van de Kerkhoff, but he could not win the foot race as Georgia managed to get to it. But Van de Kerkhoff puts nice
He gave him a
little
little
check
something to think about.
as he maintains control of it, and it is eventually almost stripped away. Yes, it is stripped away into the waiting Georgia defenseman as they move up ice rather quickly, but they cannot control the puck. A centering pass knocked away by Thurston, and it looks like we have a penalty.
On
Wouldn't you know it?
Kennesaw State. My favorite.
Another one against Kennesaw.
This is the worst.
It's up to 8 or 9. I can't keep count. My
let's find out
goodness.
who that was on. That was on Spicens.
Is that his first or second of the game?
That's his first of the night.
All right. Well, once again, a Kennesaw State player in the box. A fresh 2 minutes for Georgia on the power play with 16:43 left in the third period. Score still tied 3-3. Hopefully, Kennesaw's penalty kill can be as effective as they have been early in the game.
If Georgia wants to look to seize momentum from Kennesaw early in the third period, late in the game, I would say that this would be their time to do it. And Kennesaw really needs this hold here.
Georgia ends up with the face-off as they dance around with the puck towards the far side point as he hands it off, throws a wrist shot, stopped cold by Ian McDonald as he tries to almost slide tackle and get the puck out of there to clear, but to no avail. Mason Bright, yes, that was Mason Bright. I got that one right. Tries to clear it, but off a Georgia stick up into the mesh for a stoppage in play. Looks like puck will be going all the way back down to neutral zone as a Georgia player tipped that one up. Let's see if we can win this one and immediately throw it back down to Emily Barber, the goaltender for UGA. Jeremy Van de Kerkhoff in on the faceoff against number 7, Christopher Santamaria for Georgia. Van de Kerkhoff wins it cleanly, throws it all the way back down to Wes Davis back in the game after that arm injury. Shook it off like a champ. Throws it all the way back down, but batted out of the air by a Georgia player as they keep control and eventually cross the blue line of the Kennesaw State zone. Georgia just waiting behind the goal. There was a bank shot off the boards, all the way up to the near side point. Throws it all the way down to the wing. Down into the trapezoid. Back up to the wing is Georgia playing catch with it. Throws a wrist shot off the pipe.
Oh, my goodness. That was
And somehow gets fought off.
a little close for comfort there, I would say.
Every time I hear the pipe ring on that, I get nervous. A mean slap shot off the glove and off the mask of Luke Thurston. But hey, he turns it away. Way to use your head there. Georgia maintains possession on the near side wing with 45 seconds left in the power play. 15:30 left in the period as a shot goes straight into the belly of Luke Thurston as he eats that one up like the McDonald's we had before this game.
Or eats it up like the quality food you can find at Bradley's Bar and Grill, the neighborhood bar where we do neighborly things.
You messed up the slogan. They're not going to sponsor us now.
Yeah, now they're not going to sponsor us. That one time we messed up the logo.
I'm still waiting on that email.
The slogan.
Ian McDonald takes the face-off, gives it back to Gagne as Gagne tries to send it all the way up the boards, and he does manage to clear it with 35 seconds left on the power play, 15:20 left in the third period. Georgia brings it back up ice into the Kennesaw State zone as Gagne gives him something to think about as he gives it over to Testino, and Testino throws it all the way back down the ice, and Georgia goes for a nice little scenic skate to go get the puck.
He sent a heater down towards the Georgia end of the ice, and good timing, too, because we got 15 seconds remaining on this power play. This will be the last push for UGA on this man advantage.
Georgia player skates all the way around the net as it looks like a Kennesaw player loses their stick as it's Thurston without a stick right now. And Kennesaw doing their best to clear it so Thurston can recover his piece of equipment as the power play expires for Georgia. And Spysinski out of the box lays a hit on that Georgia forward right there.
NFL Street 2 out here, my goodness.
Right out of the box, giving him something to think about. And Kennesaw State still without possession. A shot in front. Thurston bats it away. And we have another stoppage of play. A Georgia player slapped his stick on the ice angrily.
We just had a hooking call against Georgia.
All right. Another power play for Kennesaw State, right?
Wait, never mind.
Or is it against Kennesaw? No! Another power play for Georgia, wouldn't you know it? I can't.
Why
Oh,
can't
my
we have
goodness.
nice things?
When was the last time we played without a disadvantage? This is unreal.
1873.
Never mind. That is Tristan Gagne going to the box, has a word with the ref saying, hey, what did I do? Can you stop calling penalties on us? As Van de Kerkhoff loses the face-off to Georgia. Georgia fans on a slap shot at the point. As Evan Deere gives a nice little racket to that Georgia player as they maintain control. Throws a pass to the high point. A wrist shot turned aside by...
Ooh, maybe a bit of a chance.
Ooh, almost. Oh, wait, but the Georgia player takes a tumble. Evan Deere on the shot. Turned away by Georgia's goaltender. Nice little shorthanded opportunity. Bright handling the puck. Throws it all the way back. Van de Kerkhoff has to chase the puck as Georgia pokes it along for a breakaway opportunity here. Tries to put a move there on Captain Wes Davis, but to no avail.
You can't get cute on Wes Davis. He's going to pick your pocket every single time.
And that's what he did there as Georgia plays catch up at the top, down to the wing. A shot on goal. Thurston uses his stick and pushes the puck straight into his net as another stoppage of play for a face-off in the Kennesaw zone with 1:15 left in the penalty. 13:39 left in the third period. Score is still tied 3-3. My goodness, I cannot believe how many penalties have been called on Kennesaw State. This is actually funny.
It's truly astounding.
Face-off in Kennesaw zone. Looks like Ian McDonald will take this one. He's been pretty good on the face-offs tonight. As I had to say that, he loses it to Georgia. And Georgia plays catch with it. Goes down behind the goal. Looking for a little centering pass, but nothing happens. All the way to the wing, back up to the point. Back over to the wing is Georgia. Georgia throws it back to the point. A wrist shot attempted on goal, but kicked aside by McDonald. McDonald.
Oh, just turned aside there. It squeaked by into Thurston. He turned it aside.
And another chance, but Thurston uses his blocker and pushes that one away as McDonald tries to use his speed to get up ice and almost wins that foot race with 40 seconds left on the power play. McDonald's being a pest on defense right now as Georgia skates over neutral zone and into the Kennesaw State zone. A shot tipped aside by Wes Davis. And Georgia maintains possession behind the goal as Luke Thurston manages to cover for another faceoff in Kennesaw State zone. 30 seconds left on the Georgia power play. 12:55 left in the third period. And our penalty kill looking all right so far.
I have to agree. It's not looking too shabby. And if we can keep this penalty kill up and then possibly, maybe, hear me out. I have an idea. Hear me out on this one. Let's avoid penalties.
Apparently, that's easier said than done because these refs are constantly looking for us.
They are absolutely.
But a Georgia player tries to snap Davis's arm, and he gets a little warning.
No.
Georgia wins the faceoff cleanly. A pass over to the wing cannot beat that wall of a man, Luke Thurston, as he gobbles up that puck for another save, and we have a little scuffle in front of the net.
The Great Wall of Thurston is limitless in its expanse.
From post to post. And occasionally at the crossbar. Apparently that Georgia player didn't take too kindly to Thurston making that amazing save. And has some words for him as Van de Kerkhoff takes the face-off in the Kennesaw State zone. 20 seconds left in the power play. Georgia wins it again cleanly. A shot tipped aside all the way to the corner.
Again, if the opposing goaltender made me look like an absolute goober on offense, I'd probably be a little upset about it.
Wouldn't we all? Georgia maintains possession on top of the zone. A shot punched away by Thurston as 5 seconds left in the power play. As Kennesaw State, Van de Kerkhoff throws it all the way up ice. Controlled by Georgia as the power play expires. Gagne immediately goes to the bench as Drew Spicinski comes into the game.
Back to the full-strength hockey we know and love.
Wes Davis fans on the pass, but it's punched along back to Mason Bright. Davis throws it back along to Van de Kerkhoff. Van de Kerkhoff up ice to Deere. Deere gets bumped a little from that Georgia player, but Spicinski comes to the rescue and maintains control. Spicinski all the way around, centering pass to Haas. Haas gets his stick poked out from under him as he misses the shot. Gagne keeps it under control. Haas, another shot, again tipped aside by that same Georgia defender. He is not letting up anything. A huge hit from Spicinski, again letting them know we're not going away. And we have
very weak whistle.
Yeah, I think the something knocked the air out of him because he couldn't get a clean whistle there. Another penalty?
A whistle or a small kazoo?
Don't you buy kazoos at like Party City?
It's probably where he got his whistle. Cheap ass whistle.
Face off in the neutral zone. Aaron Tisdale going to take this one.
The ref now? I don't need to
I don't know, but Tisdale loses the face off. Haas trips on a stick as Georgia dumps it right back into Kennesaw zone for Gagne to retrieve. Gagne up along the boards, attempted for Arnold, but goes back to neutral ice to Georgia, where Haas attempts to get a breakaway, but just in time, Georgia throws it back into Kennesaw zone.
Those aggressive poke opportunities are what we're going to need to look for if we want to get another breakaway. Like we have, and it looks like something may be developing here.
Haas, a shot, almost five-hole.
Rebound.
And we had a good rebound opportunity, but Georgia doing a good job boxing us out. Tisdale has the puck in the corner, a centering pass straight to a waiting Georgia player as they immediately start to break up ice. Gagne and Sullivan back for defense. A centering pass, a shot right off of Sullivan, and eventually winds up almost in the glove, but looks like it's knocked out of Thurston's glove into the corner, where Tisdale.
And a delayed penalty here.
Delayed penalty against.
Tie sticking.
Come on, please be against Georgia. Give us something here, ref. Thurston's getting some stretches in. Knows he's going to need it in this last 10:52 of the third period, as it looks like the ref's giving a stern talking to a Georgia player, so it is a Kennesaw State power play for the next 2 minutes.
We've done it! By Joe, we've done it!
Like in the references. 10:52 left in the third period. A fresh 2 minutes on the power play for Kennesaw State, as Wes Davis skates over with an earshot.
And here you will observe.
Said hi to Wes.
And here you will observe the rare University of Georgia player in the penalty box outside of his natural habitat.
Kennesaw State wins the face-off, but it's poked all the way back into the neutral ice. Kennesaw State regrouping, throws it up, centering pass to McDonald. Did not get through the waiting sticks of the Georgia players as Georgia continues to play some solid defense. Georgia throws it all the way back to neutral ice, waiting for Deere to get back on side. He is. Throws it to Vander Kirchhoff, skates up ice, once again tipped away by a waiting Georgia player. Deere brings it up ice, a pass back to McDonald at the point. McDonald over to Bright. Bright in the corner. Throws it back up to McDonald, but goes right past his stick, and he has to chase it all the way back down where a Georgia player is waiting for him. But Thurston keeps control. Hands it off to McDonald, passes it over to Davis. Davis all the way up to Deere. Deere gets a little tangled in the equipment of a Georgia player as Georgia once again goes all the way back down to the Kennesaw State zone where Thurston will recover with 1:05 left in this Kennesaw State power play. Davis behind his own net. Takes it out, looking for a pass at the blue line. He takes it himself. A pass all the way up to McDonald, who is onside, and ends up back into neutral ice. Kennesaw will once again have to chase. This penalty kill is not looking too shabby.
Quite punch it into the offensive zone here. Kennesaw State having a little bit of trouble getting the motor revved up here.
We need some sort of momentum back as Vander Kirchhoff gives it to Testino over the blue line. Testino kind of loses control of the puck, keeps it in the corner, gives it to Deere behind the net. Deere gets held a little bit from that Georgia player as he throws it all the way back around behind the net to Aaron Tisdale. Tisdale in the corner, trips on his own skate, face full of boards, and he loses control. And the puck goes all the way back down to the Kennesaw zone with 20 seconds left. Arnold in a foot race with a Georgia player. Georgia ends up with the puck. 10 seconds left in the power play. A pass up to the point for Georgia. Georgia trying to get a shorthanded opportunity here as they keep control. 5 seconds left in the power play now as they control behind Kennesaw's own net. Tisdale trying to defend as a Georgia player loses the puck to Bright. Testino ends up with it as the power play expires back into full strength hockey. 8:45 left to go in the third. Arnold brings it up the ice, dumps it back down behind the Georgia net. Georgia tries to clear, ends up at the stick of Testino. Testino over to Tisdale. Tisdale tries a centering pass to Arnold, but to no avail as Testino rips a shot right past the stick side of Emily Barber, but hits nothing but the boards.
That one had the velocity.
It did. That one probably would have gone in if it was on target. Aaron Tisdale let him know he's not going away. He gives him a little something to think about in his own zone as Kennesaw dumps it all the way back down ice where Georgia has to retrieve. Deere coming down. Give him something to think about as the puck goes up, caught by a Georgia player. A little scuffle in the corner, and it looks like it goes out of play into the Georgia bench. 8:06 left to go in the third period. Score is still tied up 3-3. Let's see who will crack first.
You know who cracks? Not owls. Things made of ice crack, Andrew. And you know what's made of ice? The UGA Ice Dogs.
It's a fantastic segue there, Matt.
You know what, man? I'm out here trying my best.
You are, and you're doing a great job, Matt. You're doing a fantastic job, I have to say.
I don't need you.
I'm not being sarcastic. Kennesaw State Spicinski in the neutral zone face-off. Georgia ends up winning it. Goes back into their own zone to regroup. Georgia flips the puck up the neutral zone, controlled by a Georgia player as they go on a little bit of a break. A shot hits the face of Luke Thurston, but hey, fought it off. Another shot on goal, stopped before, and he gets Luke Thurston as Vander Kirchhoff gets it.
That's what they call using the old noodle, Andrew.
Evan Deere goes up the ice, getting some nice momentum, almost a centering pass, but Vander Kirchhoff just wasn't ready for it. That was a fantastic opportunity for Kennesaw State right there. Kennesaw throws it all the way into the corner for Vander Kirchhoff, who takes control. Him and Deere fighting for control against two Georgia defensemen as they're battling aggressively along the boards. Georgia tries to clear it alongside, and Wes Davis ends up getting passed on by a Georgia player, and it goes all the way down to Kennesaw zone as Wes Davis fields it in his own zone. And he throws it right into the Kennesaw net, almost at the referee's head, probably letting him know, hey, give us some more calls. This is pretty lopsided.
That's one way to send a message, that's for sure.
Just beat a puck right at his head.
Looks like 48 here for UGA, crying to the referee about something or another. He's like, I need my blankie. Where is my blankie?
Well, if it gets too warm, we'll thaw the ice, and none of us can have that.
Absolutely.
Offensive zone face-off for Georgia, as it looks like Ian McDonald takes it for Kennesaw State. Puck drops, and Georgia wins the face-off, but it crosses the blue line on the neutral ice. Georgia takes control, but just dumps it back into Kennesaw State's zone, and Kennesaw ends up taking control. It's Tristan Gagne. Gagne over to Bright. Bright looks like Testino to McDonald. McDonald brings it up ice past the neutral zone into the Georgia zone. McDonald using his body weight to his advantage and ends up throwing a pass right over to Bright, but McDonald gets it back behind the net. McDonald fans on a pass. A centering pass goes right through the crease, but no one there to get it. Gagne throws it back behind the net to McDonald. McDonald chasing for the puck, ends up getting it, but backhands it straight to a waiting Georgia player. Testino giving him some defense, but McDonald ends up getting the puck back. McDonald almost out of Testino, but just out of the reach of his stick. Bright comes down, knocks the puck out of control, and it goes all the way back down to Gagne, who keeps it in play. Gagne, a wrist shot from the point, but blocked by Barber. Bright, a shot, again turned aside by Barber. McDonald to the corner trying to retrieve, but Testino gets there first. Testino to Bright. Bright behind the net, tries a wrap around, but nothing working, and it is punched out back to the stick of the other Bright brother. McDonald, again with the puck behind the net, looking for some sort of opportunity here with 6 minutes left in the third period. Kennesaw State knocked off the puck there as Georgia goes up ice.
A great possession there from Kennesaw State in the offensive zone, trying to apply the pressure and get that momentum back that they had lost towards the end of the second.
Absolutely. Haas going up ice, trying to get some speed. Haas, a shot on goal.
Ooh.
Rips it glove side, but Barber pushes it away. Kennesaw State's Wes Davis retrieves back in the neutral zone. Gagne back, loses control of the puck. A breakaway opportunity here for Georgia. A shot right above Luke Thurston. Thank God, that could have been dangerous, but Thurston always on his game. Knows what's coming.
When the going gets tough, the Luke Thurston gets going.
One more time for me?
I said when the going gets tough, the Luke Thurston gets going.
I like that. I'll have to write that down.
I already did.
I mean, I'm not going to, but
I already did. I wrote it down on this piece of paper. I can sign it for you if I want.
no.
Are you sure?
Tisdale up on the face-off in Kennesaw State zone. Georgia wins the face-off back to the point. A wrist shot gets deflected by about 3 people and just plops right down to the center of the zone. Tisdale brings it all the way up past neutral zone, past the blue line. Tisdale back to Haas. Haas back to Tisdale behind Georgia's net. A delayed penalty on Georgia. Looks like we got a cross-check as Tisdale sprawls onto the ice.
Oh, a fresh 2 minutes for the Fighting Owls.
Hey, these refs are calling it a little bit more fair in this third period, and I'm liking it. But hey, that is 2 minutes. That will, it is 5:16 left in the third period. This penalty would take us all the way down to the 3:16 mark. And let's see.
I will tell you one thing, Andrew. This is a bit of an apropos of nothing. However, the life of an engineer is a little rough. I get text messages when assignments are 2 days away from being due.
Yes.
It just turned 12 a.m. midnight here in scenic Marietta, Georgia. And you want to know how many text messages I received for assignments due Sunday?
I'll make us 3.
30.
30. Wow. Okay.
30 text messages.
Life of an engineer as Kennesaw wins the faceoff. Wes Davis, a shot, almost breaks through, but McDonald gathers it in the corner. Bright, again in the corner, back to McDonald behind the net. McDonald to Bright. Bright, a fantastic opportunity, and they put it in and score!
Let's go!
Fantastic puck movement there by Kennesaw State.
Absolutely
as they find a
gorgeous
way to beat Emily Barber, and Kennesaw takes the lead 4-3 with 4:59 left to go in the third period.
The clutch late goal from Bright. Absolutely fantastic. Just what the doctor ordered here as time ticks down in the final period of regulation.
Matt, that puck movement before that, it went McDonald to Bright, Bright to McDonald. I think Bright put that back in the net. That was amazing. They just could not. Georgia could
Wonderful
not
puck movement.
watch the puck fast enough. They were losing control right there. Kennesaw State takes the lead 4-3, 4:59 left to go as Tisdale goes on the face-off, but Georgia wins. Georgia tries to go the puck all the way back down to Kennesaw State as Tisdale fires it all the way back down into the Georgia zone for an icing. That is an icing, so the face-off will happen all the way back down into the Kennesaw State zone with 4:50 left to go. And Georgia is stunned right now. They have to fight hard to get back in this game. But Kennesaw, all they got to do is play some solid D and maybe get a breakaway chance if they can. McDonald on the faceoff. Wins it, but Georgia somehow controls it. No. Goes all the way to Bright stick. Bright. Up. Pass. Up. Tisdale in the neutral zone. Tisdale brings it all the way back in. Tisdale tries to backhand it over to Bright, but a Georgia player intercepts. We got a 2-on-1 developing. No. Georgia loses control, and another defender gets back. A shot. High glove side, misses the net entirely as Haas goes to control. Haas tries to dodge a check, cannot. Tisdale throws a puck straight off the referee's knee. He's also playing for Georgia. He has a Georgia jersey under that striped uniform. Georgia tries to go on a breakaway chance, but nothing happens as it is fired right past the stick. And Luke Thurston goes to control as Gagne gets the puck and fires it all the way over to Vandekerkhoff, just out of the reach of his stick, controlled by Georgia, neutral ice. Gagne gets it back. Fires it over to Bright. Bright gathering in his own zone and gives it back on over. Almost intercepted by a Georgia player, but Vandekerkhoff neatly gets the puck back and brings it all the way into the Georgia zone. Vandekerkhoff in the corner, muscling against Georgia player. Georgia player shoves him right off. Georgia moving up ice past the blue line into the neutral zone and into Kennesaw State zone. Wes Davis back to try to control. He can barely get a stick on, and this Georgia player rushes into him. Wes Davis, again, trying to fight in the corner, but there's a little bit of a scrum between Davis and Spicinski, and then two Georgia players. Gagne ends up with him on the other side of the ice as he gives it on up to Deere. Deere fires the puck straight off the referee, and once again in a neutral ice.
Even the refs are playing for the opposing team.
That's what it looks like as Gagne tries to get back and is in a fight right now with a Georgia player as that was almost a neat little move by Deere, but it's controlled by McDonald. McDonald throws it on back to neutral ice where Georgia settles it down. Georgia back down to the Kennesaw zone, trying desperately to get something going with 3 minutes left to go in the third period. Kennesaw leading 4-3. Davis takes control of the puck, fires it up ice, all the way back down past Georgia player. It is tipped. No icing is called. Bright back down trying to forecheck. Georgia tries to give it up. Testino is right there to stop him. 2:40 left to go in the third period, and Ian McDonald ends up playing some nice bit of defense there and taking control of the puck. McDonald flops it on back into the Georgia zone. McDonald, a little bit of a scuffle there as Bright goes back down and try to play another forecheck. As McDonald, once again, the puck bounces off his helmet. Puck almost intercepted by Haas as Georgia brings it back up over the blue line. Gagne, a nice little bit of defense there, knocking the Georgia player off the stick, and Gagne maintains control. Haas trying to get the puck as Georgia says no and denies him. Georgia once again with control. Backhands one behind Thurston. They can only play in that trapezoid. A centering pass missed everybody except the point. A shot. And that is straight into the waiting glove of Luke Thurston. Matt, that shot had some steam on it. It did not bother him. He caught it up like it was nothing.
You think a hard shot will phase somebody as unshakable as the Great Wall of Thurston?
I don't think anything can at this point.
It's built to withstand earthquakes, I've heard.
he won't. The ice beneath him will crack before Thurston does.
Well, that's just science.
With 1:57 left in the period, as another shot on goal stopped by Thurston, and a Georgia goal off the rebound. Once again, we are tied up 4-4 with 1:52 left to go in the third period, and Thurston couldn't really do anything about that. Just a bad angle rebound, and Georgia buries it.
Unfortunate bounce once again. Leads to yet another tie here. It's 4-4 with 1:52 remaining in regulation. And
now it is Kennesaw's turn to answer as both teams line up in the center for a faceoff.
If Kennesaw want to answer here, they need to make it snappy. Otherwise, we're going overtime. Extra innings, if you will.
Extra innings for all you baseball fans out there.
All 2 of you.
Spysinski lining up for the face-off. The puck drops, and Spysinski wins it, but gives it over to a Georgia player as Vandekerkhoff takes control. Vandekerkhoff up the ice, throws it back behind the Georgia goaltender as Spysinski comes in to retrieve, but gets out skated there, and the Georgia player retrieves. Bright fires it right into the stomach of Spysinski. That's just an unfortunate play there. Bright was trying to clear it, but Spysinski just got in the way as he skates over to the bench for a little break. Wow, that was a hard shot right to the gut of Spysinski. Hope he's all right. He's been doing some good things tonight on the ice. Once again, a neutral zone faceoff. Ian McDonald comes in and wins the faceoff, but Georgia controls again. A little bit of a breakaway, a shot wide of Thurston as Georgia goes to retrieve in the corner. Davis back to try to poke him off as Davis successfully does, and it looks like McDonald comes up with the puck. Him and Bright on the left side of the ice as McDonald throws it all the way up, but it is scooped up by a Georgia player. Testino almost gets a little bit of a breakaway, but is once again thrown back to neutral ice by Georgia. Georgia would have had a breakaway if not for a bad pass. A centering pass, nowhere. Nobody even in sight as Testino takes control. Testino getting a little out-muscled there by Georgia players. He kicks the puck right back into his own zone. Testino going down to try to harass the Georgia player as Georgia throws it up ice. And we get a offside. So the puck will come back down to the neutral zone for yet another faceoff. With 53.7 seconds left in this third period, tied 4-4. If no team can make a move, we are going to overtime tonight at the Marietta Ice Center, Matt.
I can hardly contain my excitement.
That's what it sounds like. Neutral zone faceoff. Aaron Tisdale comes in to gather. Tisdale wins off the skate of the ref. Deer throws it back into the Georgia zone. Tisdale back to harass. Deer looking to play the puck here. And he gets an interception as Deer controls it back in his own zone. A centering pass over to Vandekerkhoff. Had to kick it off the skate. Couldn't go anywhere as Vandekerkhoff gets sandwiched by 2 players. Georgia going back up ice with speed. A shot. Tries to dance around Gagne, and that is not going to happen. Looks like a clear tripping, but the ref will not call it. Some resounding boos from the audience as we all knew that was a trip, but I guess they didn't see it. A shot right into the mask of the goaltender for Georgia. I'll tell you, that was one of the most obvious tripping calls I've seen in a long time, but I guess these refs didn't read that one in the manual.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible they'd miss a call like that.
He put his stick right between Gagne's skates and just knocked him right over.
Incredible.
Another neutral zone face-off with 20 seconds left in the third period. Looks like McDonald's going in on this face-off as he lines up at neutral ice, and he wins the face-off cleanly back to Gagne. Gagne banks it off back into the Georgia zone as Georgia takes control right in front of their own goaltender. A little banking pass right off, straight into Luke Thurston's glove. As Luke Thurston covers with 7 seconds left in the third period, tied 4-4. A little bit of Ozzy Osbourne being played here by the musician over there.
7.0 seconds remaining in regulation. We could be going to our first overtime game of the season. Well, not for us, I mean, for you and I.
Yes.
Us.
Ian McDonald in his own zone for the face-off as he wins it and gets nudged off the puck with 4 seconds left. One last shot from Georgia, knocked aside before it had a chance to get there. And that is the buzzer for the end of the period. Kennesaw State 4, University of Georgia 4, as we are going to an overtime to try to settle this the old-fashioned way. We will see you all back for some overtime action here at the Marietta Ice Center. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the first overtime. It is a 5-minute overtime between Kennesaw State and University of Georgia. Score tied 4-4. We got 5 minutes to settle this. McDonald in on the face-off, and it is won by McDonald, but a Georgia player kicks it all the way back. Testino fighting for control. A Georgia player whining for a penalty there, but to no avail as Vandekerkhoff takes the puck all the way up to McDonald. McDonald flying up the ice. Tries to do a neat little move, but cannot pull it off as Georgia takes control once again. Gagne comes back to retrieve and flips it all the way back up to the blue line as Vandekerkhoff goes in to harass the defender.
4-on-4 overtime. Men of culture, I see.
Georgia takes control as they cross the blue line. Gagne comes back to defend. A shot goes behind Thurston and ends up in the back of the net as
That is
Georgia
a good goal.
Georgia wins the game 5-4. That's just a bad bounce. Hit Thurston right in the pads, bounced right up and over him.
Unfortunate game. Unfortunate.
I'll tell you, I hope they enjoy that win off of all 10 of their power plays.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, that wraps us up for tonight. A heartbreaking loss for Kennesaw State, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you guys for watching. We will be back tomorrow from even more scenic, even more beautiful coming Georgia, where we will broadcast the Georgia Tech versus Kennesaw State University hockey game. I believe it's at 9:30 p.m. tomorrow. So keep an eye out, everyone, because we will be back here at the same time in a different location with all of the same exciting Kennesaw State hockey action. Thank you very much for watching once again, and we will see you guys tomorrow.